Welcome. Today, we're going to be showing you what a ruling pen is for and why is it important for your watercolor pictures or alcohol ink pictures. Yeah, use it with both. And it's so important. Now, I want you to, and I'll leave it in the description box, but it's joggles.com. Joggles, joggles.com. That is where I got the perfect ruling pen out there. Love it. I'm hoping that I'm able to show you the curvature. It has a slight curvature here and a straight here. Now the inside, this part right here, by this little knob, you can make this wider, or if you tighten it, you can make it thinner. Not thinner, but all the way almost closed, but can still hold the ink if you're using it for masking fluid. That's what I use mine for all the time. It can be used with inks. But in this bottom area is a slight curvature, which like a canoe, and it holds the liquid so that when you're down on the paper, you can make a straight line of masking fluid, which will tear your brushes up. So getting a ruling pen is super important. There's different kinds if you go on Amazon. And this one I went ahead and got, but when I got it, I was disappointed because it does not. There you go. One of the reasons is the little screw that opens and shuts it will fall off, just like it's doing now. I do not recommend the Amazon ruling pen. And you'll see sets of 3 or 1 and things like that, but they're all needle-nosed and really, in my opinion, does not do a good job. Well, let's get back to the pen that always does me well. And I'm just going to open up that end. Then your masking fluid. Doesn't matter what brand that I know of. I've always used the Turner Artist Watercolor masking fluid. And you simply open it up and you've got your pen where you want it, and you dip it in and you come over, hoping you can see, let's say, into one of my lines. Well, let me get enough on there. Now this is kind of a wider line, and I'm a little shaky, as you see. Got a little bit too much on there. Let's try the next line. And you've got to practice with it. But it will block any paint from seeping through to, through to your project if you've outlined it, or you've got special little accents that you can use with it. I'm trying to do a better job with my straight line, but anyway, I think that you're getting the gist of it. I've actually never practiced. I just use it, and there's so many different shapes. You can also write with it. Let's see, let's do, or we can do a simple heart, like that, okay? And let's see if I can dip it and get some ink on. There we go, get some masking fluid. I need to practice drawing some lines, don't I? Well, not really, because there's nothing straight in nature. And most of the stuff that I do is nature. Oop, and a big blob there. But you can always work it out. You know, you'll see. But I do recommend this one. Don't waste your money on Amazon's kind. They don't have this one. And this one works great. Now that's a little better line there. But as you see, as you work with it, you know, it's gonna get better. So that's your ruling pen. And just want you to make sure to notice that the nose is pointed down. It's got the little canoe holding fluid inside. And you can go quite a ways with this. Now, when you want to clean it, you're going to use a tissue. And just come in and wipe it down with your tissue. And then what you're going to do is use a toothbrush and simply take it and just brush on the inside there, because you don't want your masking fluid to harden up there, and then the next time you use it, you know, you get old stuff. So just give it a good little brush, just like that. All right. Now, let me show you what cool stuff happens. Now, when it is dried, you can still see it, but it's much lighter, and you can see the pencil marks coming through a little better. Now, let me show you a magic, okay, which I think is magic anyway. Let's just play a little bit and drop some ink over our masking fluid lines. I'm just going to do that. Okay. And maybe down here, drop some. That's probably a great, whoops, now I bled it. That's my fault. I jumped right out of the line. But you can go like that, and it comes right back off. Now, actually, we need a little bit in the love, in the inside of our little word. Because you can spell words and write things and stuff like that. So, we're going to let that dry. Then I'm going to show you what the magic of masking fluid will do for you. Okay, now our ink is dry, yes, and we want to now remove the masking fluid, and hopefully it has protected the paper where the masking fluid was put. There you go. And I know your imagination is probably swirling because there's multitudes of things to do. You can make, you know, small little dots, let's say, for the eyes of a bird that would be so easy to mess up, you know, and not be able to get it all the way down. So there's our lines, and as you see, none of the alcohol ink went under the masking fluid at all. Then I did this cute little thing to show you that it will. Now, I messed up this heart. That was my fault. I squirted the ink on the inside. Anyway, but it would not bleed normally. But this is what you get with a ruling pen. I really hope that you don't waste your money on the ruling pen from Amazon. And I was trying to see if it even had a name on it. This one doesn't have a name on it. But if you go to that website, joggles.com, put in ruling pen, this one will come up. Not expensive, and they ship out fairly quickly. I think I waited maybe less than a week. And the one from Amazon, I waited quite a bit. It's heavy. It's longer. There is no canoe-like shape to hold the ink. It's just inferior. If you want to get a ruling pen and get the best, go with the one from Joggle. And they only have this kind. I need to give it another little toothbrush brushing. And like I said, this little knob makes the opening open up, and it also closes. Okay? And that is all there is to masking fluid. But when you're doing a picture, let's say, and you want to mark off certain areas, here's one I did, which is of a deer. Okay, what I did, and I used my ruling pen, and I went all the way around this little reindeer. All the little places, highlights, the highlight in the eye, everything. And then I'll paint the background and, just paint it. And any place where I have put the masking fluid, then I'll peel it off and you have this nice highlight. And that's how I do it. I was asked, how do you do that with alcohol ink? Well, that's how. The ruling pen. As well as watercolors. Any of my watercolors, you got to use masking fluid as well. And this little tool will help you do it and be really happy that you spent the money to do it. Okay? All right. Wanted to make it short. Wanted to make my lines a little straighter. But I think that you get the concept. And like I said, Joggle.com. Amazon's cheaper, but don't work. Terrible. Okay, that's it. Thank you for joining me. Hope I taught you something for alcohol inks or watercolor on how to apply masking fluid and make a beautiful piece of art. Thank you. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.